Good evening.
Hey everyone, good evening.
Evening.
Good evening. So, what did we do in the last class? So, we did implementation of a KNN. So, did you try KNN regressor?
From my side, I will practice today. I have to go through the lecture. I was not there in yesterday class.
Okay, no worries. All right then. So, just give a try to implement a KNN regressor. If not, I'll show it in the next class. So, today I'll be starting with a new algorithm, which is decision tree algorithm. So, more advanced machine learning algorithms plays a very important role and you can basically expect a better results when it comes to a tree based algorithms. Okay, so let me share my screen.
Jivita, one question. Your
Hmm,
stats course is available or not yet?
I'm just recording. I'll
Okay.
give by next week it will be ready. I'll give. Okay, so we'll start understanding what exactly is a decision tree. Any idea what is decision tree?
It follows a tree-based structure for decision. That something like that.
Okay. So decision tree, in the name itself, there are two things. One is a tree. So when I say tree, so probably it's gonna create a tree. Second one, that creating tree will happen based on our decisions. Okay. So first let's understand the basic stuff related to decision tree and then I'll explain the basic terminologies related to a tree and then I'll show like how that decision making will happen in order to construct a tree. Okay, anyhow, implementation is easy when it comes to tree based algorithms. Understanding how that splits are going to work, and major focus should be on hyperparameters related to them. Okay, so yeah, the very first thing related to decision or decision tree. So obviously, unlike other algorithms, even it comes under. Supervised learning comes under supervised learning. So you all know what is supervised learning. So when I say supervised learning, basically it requires both X as well as a Y. That means it requires a label data. That's the first thing. The second thing, even in our last class we discussed, linear regression is used to solve continuous data only for regression. Logistic regression is used only for classification. So we discussed a KNN algorithm in our last class. KNN can be used in order to solve both regression as well as the classification. Even when I explained the theoretical concept, I explained the same thing. So implementation can happen with both regression as well as a classification. Only the small differences will be there. Okay. So even in this decision tree, it can be used in order to solve both regression as well as a classification. As well the classification. Okay, an algorithm which is used to solve regression, usually we call it like a decision tree regressor. And the one which is used to solve a classification problem, so we call it like decision tree classifier. Okay, that's a very first basic thing that you have to understand related to decision tree. Now, in the name itself, it says that decision tree. So when I say decision, usually what happens in our decision tree, it uses if else logic. We know decision making in the sense like we use if else in a Python, right? Similar concept, it uses a probability and if else logic, and it will try to construct a tree. Third important thing, decision tree uses probability and if else logic to construct a tree. Okay, so how it uses uh, decision making or like how if else logic will be used. Let's say, for example, you are planning for a trip. Simple example. So there are 10 friends, and all 10 friends are basically planning for a trip. So when you start a discussion like, are you interested or like, would you like to come to a trip? Basically, what are the responses usually you get? Two possibilities. Some people will say yes, some people will say no. Let's say, for example, out of 10 people, everybody says like, okay, then no need to make a decision. All good, right? So now, people who said like yes, again the discussion will start regarding the place, right? The mode of traveling, or like I would say, like, people who said like yes will ask for a place and also the budget. Important. Okay, again, what happens when it comes to a place? Let's say they are saying one particular specific place. So some say like yes, some are not happy, they'll say like no. Okay, again, people who said like yes, check with a budget as well. You'll get to know yes, no. So like this, an incremental tree will get developed by using an if else logic. So what is the probability that people would say yes to a trip? What is the probability that people are okay with place? What is the probability that people are okay with budget? Etc. Like this, the different tree will be constructed. Okay, but it's not just using a normal if else logic, it uses certain concepts, mathematical concepts, probability concepts in order to make a decision tree something like this. I'll show you the example. So don't worry. Did you understand so far? Any questions? All good?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, when it comes to a decision tree, you need to understand certain basic stuff like terminologies. Try to understand them, and then I'll discuss about like how that splitting is going to happen, what is the rule it will be following, and all. Yeah. So usually, when I say decision tree, it looks like a tree format. Okay, something like this. So now, so basically, you know how the tree or a plant looks like. Usually, it starts from a root, right? So here, since we are constructing a decision tree, even in this case, in order to construct a tree, we have a concept called as root node. You know what is root node? Any idea? So tree structure always starts with a root, and then it gets splitted into a decision node. Again, that decision node will split into a terminal node, or we call it like a leaf node. Yeah. So understanding terminologies plays a very important role. Very first thing, we'll understand what is root node. So in a tree, we know that root node plays a very important role, right? So what is root node? So when I say root node, in a decision tree, root node is going to be the main node. Okay. So root node is like a main node which represents entire population. Just like the foundation of any tree is a root, same way, root node in our decision tree is basically a main node which represents entire population which gets splitted into splitted into decision nodes. Okay, so when it comes to a root node, let's say you have a different columns, different input columns will be there, one target will be there. Okay, so basically what you people have to do, you have to decide one root node. The column, the one column, important column which represents the entire population or your entire data set. We call it like a root node. Okay, once you decide that root node, so basically it will divide into further nodes. We call it like a decision nodes. We call them like decision nodes. Clear? This is a root node. Second one. So what is decision node? So basically, you can see here, decision node will be like a parent node, okay, which gets splitted into further nodes. So decision node is like a parent node, which gets further splitted into, splitted into what? Terminal nodes. Or we also call it like a leaf node. Okay. So you'll have a main node, which is a root node. That root node will get splitted into a decision node. And again, that decision node is going to get splitted into a terminal nodes. You can see the different levels. So this is root node. This is decision node. And this is terminal node or like a leaf node. So this is how the different nodes are available. We'll understand what is terminal node or a leaf node. Terminal node, leaf node, or people also call it like a child node as well. Okay, what is leaf node? What is terminal node? Terminal node is where no further split is going to happen. It's like an end of a decision tree. Okay, so terminal node is a node where no further split is going to happen. So it's like a child node, or I would say end of decision tree where no further split happens. End of decision tree where no further split happens. No further split, like stop of that particular decision tree, end of a decision tree. Okay, we call that as a terminal node. Three different types of nodes: root node, decision nodes, and terminal nodes. Okay, then we have a concept called as a splitting. So, what is splitting? So, when I say splitting, splitting is a process of, it's one of the process in decision tree where the dividing or splitting of node into a subnodes will happen. So every node is getting divided into different nodes, right? Either it can be a decision node or it can be a terminal node. So we call that process as a splitting. Okay. Then next important thing. So we know that basically when it comes to a tree, obviously there will be a branch, right?
Terminal node will not be split, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every other node will split except terminal. Terminal is like a child. It's end of a result.
Okay.
End result. Just like normal trees, we have a concept called as a branch or a subtree. So you can see here in this case, this part of your decision tree is basically called as a branch or a subtree. Okay, it's a part of a tree which includes a decision nodes and terminal nodes. So I'll see that. So it's a part or section of decision tree which includes decision nodes and terminal nodes. Terminal nodes or leaf nodes, one and the same. Okay, one more last concept. We have a concept called as a pruning. So let me write it here only. Any idea what is pruning? What is pruning? So pruning in essence, it's a process of reducing or cutting down, removing or removing nodes to reduce height of a tree. Okay, process of removing nodes to reduce height of a tree. We call that process as a pruning. So simple. Let's say, for example, you have a decision tree like this. This is a root node. Let's say this is our decision nodes. You have a terminal nodes. There can be multiple decision nodes as well. So what is the depth of a tree or height of a tree in this case? How do you measure height of a tree? How many levels you have? This you know root node. This is decision node. Terminal node, terminal node, terminal node, terminal node. What is the height of this tree? How many levels you have?
Two levels.
Yeah, because root is not considered in order to measure height of a tree, right? Yes, it's a two. So ignore a root node because even when we measure a normal tree, we don't consider a root. We just measure it above a root only, right? So root will be inside an earth. So same concept. The level or height of a tree is just a two. I mean just two. Hope you got it. This is the basic terminologies that you have to remember related to decision tree. That's for interview perspective. Now, let me explain how decision tree is going to work and how a tree is constructed. Okay. Let me give a heading as how decision tree works. Very simple. You'll have a data. So what this decision tree will do? We all know that it is used to solve both regression and a classification problem by constructing a trees. I mean tree-like structure. So decision tree is used to solve both regression, and classification. By constructing a tree-like structure. Now the question is like how it's going to construct a tree-like structure, how tree is developed, how a tree structure is created. Simple. So basically what this decision tree will do, yeah. So decision tree will break down decision tree will break down entire data into break down entire into smaller and smaller chunks so that an incremental tree structure will be developed. So it takes the data and it will start breaking down that data into smaller and smaller sections so that an incremental tree will be developed. So the end result is going to be once it creates a tree, the end result will be so as this process, like as it breaks down entire data into smaller and smaller sections, the end result is decision tree with what and what. You're gonna see decision tree with decision nodes and terminal nodes. This is how decision tree is going to work. So it takes a data and it will try to break down that entire data into smaller and smaller chunks so that an incremental tree will be developed. So the end result is going to be the decision tree with decision node and a terminal. Okay, hope it's clear. So now, in order to construct a tree, what is important? What is the first thing that is important in order to construct a tree? So
Root
how to
node.
make it? Yeah. So basically, to construct a tree or to develop a tree, obviously root node is important. So now the question is how to select the root node. To construct a tree, so root node is important because as we saw the tree structure, it always starts from a root node. Now the question is like how to select a root node. Any idea? Understanding this concept is very important. How to select a root node. So as we know that there will be so many columns in our data, among all those input variables, how do you decide which column is going to be the root node? So among all the input variables available in data, how to select the root node? Hmm. Any guess? So in order to do that, basically we have a two different concepts. Okay. The first method is we have an entropy. Second method is we have a concept called as Gini index. Entropy and Gini index are the two methods which basically helps you in deciding the root node among all the input variables available in our data. Okay. So now, so what is entropy? First, let's discuss about entropy. If there is a time, we'll go for a Gini index. Any idea what is entropy? Entropy is basically used to measure randomness or uncertainty in a data. Any idea what is randomness, what is uncertainty? In other words, you can also say that it is used to measure impurity of a split. Used to measure impurity of the split. What do you mean by that? Entropy basically used to measure a randomness or uncertainty in our data, or in other words, we can say it is used to measure the impurity of a data. So now we'll understand what is pure split and what is impure split. Okay, yeah. So we got an idea of what is entropy. And entropy has a formula something like this. So entropy is calculated using a formula. We call it like H of S. Okay, H of S equals So minus p plus log base 2 of p plus minus probability of minus log base 2 of probability of minus. You know what is p plus and what is p minus? So here p plus is probability of a positive class and p minus is opposite probability of negative class. Negative class. Okay, entropy is used to measure randomness or uncertainty, or it is used to measure the impurity of a split. And this is the formula which is used to find entropy. It uses pure probability. Split happens and then probability will be used. Clear so far? Now we'll understand what is pure split, impure split. Along with entropy, we also use a information gain. Okay, hope this is done. Next one, we'll understand. Let's say, for example, you have a 10 friends. Okay, among 10 friends, what if all 10 people say yes? Do you see any uncertainty in this? You're planning for a trip among 10 people, if all 10 people say yes. Second case, 8 people say yes, 2 people say no. What if 5 people say yes? And what if 5 people say no? Which is a pure split in this case? Can you guess the pure split?
The third
Pure,
one,
sorry?
five yes, five no.
A pure split in the sense decision making will become easy.
Decision making will.
Hmm. Decision making will be easy.
So I think third option, five yes, five no.
First
Hmm.
one.
Which one is easy, man? Making decisions? First one. All 10 are saying, like, okay, no need to convince anyone, but here you have to convince other 5 people.
Yeah, but this is totally biased decision.
We call it like a high impurity in that case. This is a pure split.
Okay.
And these two are examples of impure split. I said uncertainty, randomness, right? This is the uncertainty, this is the randomness. This is highly impure. Can you guess the entropy? What is the entropy of a pure split? Entropy measures an impurity. Do you see any impurity in this?
No.
So it will be zero. So here, high entropy, I would say. Coming to this, can you guess the entropy for this? Whenever it's equal chances, 5 is 5 no, entropy is always a 1. Did you understand?
Like okay.
So
Rolling
main,
a coin.
sorry.
Yes, like in case of fair coin, tossing a fair coin, entropy will
Mhm.
chances are 50-50.
Range of entropy is 0 to 1. I mean, 0 to 1. 0 is nothing but it's a pure split, and 1 is nothing but impure split. Okay, I hope it's making sense.
Which split is best for decision tree?
Hmm?
Which split will be best for decision tree?
For making decision, obviously pure split. See, if you get a pure split, directly you can see that okay, the probability of going to a trip is like very high here. All 10 people said yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
but in case of this, our data is already balanced. So
I'll
we
show. Don't worry. I'll
okay,
show.
okay,
As of now, just remember this. I'll show with an example.
okay.
Yeah. Let me give a definitions for pure split and impure split. So pure split in the sense like there will be only one class. Pure split in the sense a node contains only one class. So decision making becomes easy. Okay, let's say for example, if there are 10 people who wants to play a game, so if all 10 people get an option of play, I mean, or 10 friends who are saying like yes to a trip. So if it's a 10s, 0 no, we call it like a pure split. When it comes to impure split, just opposite. So it will not have only one class, rather it will have a mixed one. So I would say node contains mixed classes. So mixed classes in the sense, among 10 people, if 5 say like yes, 5 say like no. We call it like a impure. Or it can also be something like this. 7 as 3 no, something like this also. Okay. So when it's a pure split, entropy will be 0. When it's a very impure, like equal chances, 5 is 5 no. In that case, entropy will be 1. And for other cases, entropy will always lie within 0 to 1. Okay. Hope it's clear so far. So now, entropy alone is not enough in order to decide which is the root node. Because there are so many columns. On every column, we apply the entropy. Okay, but how do you make a decision like which column is important? How do you know how much information is given by each column? That's where we have a concept called as information gain. Okay, entropy with a combination of information gain, we decide the root node. Okay, what is information gain now? So when I say information gain, it is basically used to know how much information each column is giving. Okay, it is used to know, or it is used to find how much information is given by each column. How much information is given by each column. So now the question is, once you find information gain for all the columns, like how do you decide it? Which one will be the root node? What should be the condition? Should information gain should be high or it should be low?
Should be high.
Obviously. Because I said root node is the main one which represents the entire information, right? So first we find an entropy of each column and then we gonna apply information gain. So information gain tells how much information each column is giving. So based on that, we select the root node, the column which has got the highest information gain. Okay.
So, question here.
Hmm.
So, this information gain, you mean correlation with the target column or
Like,
what is
yeah,
it?
everything will be done with the target column only.
So, the input variable that is having the
Hmm.
most correlation with target will be considered as more information gain, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll show that calculation. Whatever I'm
Okay.
explaining, everything I'll show with a proof. Yeah. So root node will be the one. Root node will be the column which has got highest information gain. This is very much important. Highest information. So this is related to information gain and it has got the formula. Let me give a formula. So formula is, so information gain, I'll just call it like a gain equals, okay. So it's an h of s minus summation sv divided by modulo of s into h of sv. Okay. So basically here h of s represents overall entropy. I would say h of s is entropy before split. And then h of sv in the sense it's an entropy after split. And then we have one more concept, so which is s. S in the sense it's a sample before split, and sv is sample after split. This is the formula related to information gain. Just go through over whatever I did so far, then I'll show how it works. Just give me 2 minutes. And Done. All good so far. Okay. Let me show you how it works. Simple. When I see how it works, first step. First, you have to find overall entropy of a column before splitting. Okay. Find overall entropy of a column before split. That's the first step. So first thing it will be found by the target column only. Then you have to find split categories in a column. Okay. You have to column into categories. A column will have a different categories, right? You have to split them. So once you split, what you will do? Next step is you have to find entropy with each category. You have to find entropy with each category. So once you find an entropy, next important thing is you have to find information gain. Then you have to find information gain for the column. I'm giving steps for single column, okay? Same thing has to be repeated for all the columns. Done? Next, final. So now you have to repeat two, three, four steps for all columns.
What do you mean by split column into categories?
Let's say, for example, you have a gender column. You have categories, no, male and female. That's a splitting. Male, female, in that how many yes, how many no.
Okay, okay.
Like that. Don't worry, I'll justify all the steps. So repeat two, three, four steps for all the input columns. You have to do like this for all the columns, but in example, I'll show for one column. If you want, you can try for all. So once you repeat the steps, what should be the final thing? Once you find information gain of all the columns, time for making decision. So we have to select the column which has got highest information gain as root node. These are the steps it gonna follow. How clear? Any questions you can ask? Okay, all good so far. Just a minute. Basically, I need a data. Yeah. You can see those.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a data set. Yeah. So we'll start step by step. First, let's decide which is the target column. Mm. So basically, the problem statement is very simple. If weather is sunny, humidity is high, wind is weak, can child play? You have to build a decision tree which basically helps in making decision whether child can play or not based on weather, humidity and a wind. Okay? Okay. So I'll just write a problem statement. Okay, so let me the problem statement. So we have to construct our decision tree, which helps in deciding whether child can play or not based on so whatever factors you have based on weather, humidity and a wind. This is the problem statement. Okay. So first step, you have to decide the root node in order to construct a tree. We know these are the inputs. X1, X2, X3 and play is basically the target, which is Y. Okay? Yeah. So according to how decision tree works, first step we have to find overall entropy of a column before split. So I'll show like how root node is decided. So basically we know in order to decide a root node, so what we have to do, we have to Find entropy and information gain for all the columns, all input columns. First step. So we'll find entropy of weather column. Okay, weather column before split. So now tell me before split. So how many targets you have? Targets. So target column is a plane. So what are
Yes.
the categories available in a play column? You have two categories, yes or no. So now we need a count of how many yes, how many no. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 9 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 no. Done. You have to find the entropy now. We know the entropy formula. If you remember, H of S equals minus probability of a positive class. Here I'll call it like a probability of S log base 2 probability of S minus probability of no log base 2 probability of a no. You know, when you toss a coin, what is the probability of getting head?
If it's a fair coin, 50-50.
Okay, 1 by 2. So now, according to this, can you tell me what is the probability that child can play? What is the probability of S? What is the probability of no? What is the total chance here?
14, 5 over 14.
Okay, no. Total possibilities, total events happening here is,
Okay, for yes.
yeah, like overall how many events happening? 14, right? There are
Yes.
14 chances. Out of 14 chances, what is the probability of S? 9 by 14.
9 by 14.
Similarly, for probability of a no, out of 14 chances, there is 5 chance of playing no. Understood? Out of 14 chances, there is a probability of 9 chances of saying like, okay, go and play. Coming to probability of no, out of 14 chances, there is a 5 probability. I mean 5 chance where a mother can say like, you cannot play. This is how you find the probabilities. Now just go and substitute. So h of s is going to be probability of s is minus 9 by 14 log base 2 9 by 14 minus 5 by 14 log base 2 5 by 14. If you use a calculator and if you try to simplify, if you want, you can try calculating. If not, I'll give an answer which is 0.90.
We trust you.
Not trusting you, people are lazy to calculate. Anyways, I'm ready with an answer. It will give you 0.92. You can cross check if you want. So this is how you find the entropy of a column before split. Usually for all the columns, entropy of a column before split will be the same. Okay, h of s will remain the same for all the columns because it's calculated with respect to a target column, right? Understood? Is it clear? Shall I proceed?
Yes.
Okay, next one. So now we'll start taking explicitly one specific column and we'll try doing all the calculation. So I'm taking a weather column. So tell me, second step is like once you find it, basically you have to split the categories in a weather column, right? Split categories in weather column. How many categories you have in a weather column?
3 categories.
Okay. So shall I split something like this? Weather is getting splitted into three things. One is sunny, and then we have a cloudy, and then we have a rain. Okay. Splitting is done. What is the third step?
Finding probabilities.
Finding entropy for each category. So now I'll start one by one. Find entropy of sunny first. Okay. So now your task. So when I see weather is sunny, two possibilities. Either you can play or no. So tell me how many yes, how many no. Based on that, we'll proceed calculating.
It's zero because all are no.
Are you sure? Sunny no. One, two, three, three no. How did you say? Sunny yes, two. Man, two is three no. How did you say all yes? Understood like how I'm checking. I'm checking sunny yes combination, sunny no combination.
Yeah, got it.
Got it. Okay. So now tell me what is the probability? What is the probability of S? What is the probability of no? Hmm. What is the chance? Like overall events?
5,
Yes. Probability of S?
2 or 5,
Yes. Probability of no?
3 or 5.
Yes. That's it. Now I'll just use a formula. H of sunny equals minus probability of S log base 2 probability of S minus probability of no log base 2 probability of no. Let's substitute minus 2 by 5 log base 2 2 by 5 minus 3 by 5 log base 2 3 by 5. Can someone try? Or you want me to give the answer?
Let me try.
Okay.
0.97.
Yeah, good.
Chat GPT.
Good. At least you tried something. All right. Okay, done for Sunny.
Thanks for appreciation.
No man, usually people don't do that. Every time I used to give a static answer. I hope it's clear related to Sunny. Same way, do it for cloudy, rainy, and then information gain. I'll show only for one column. One column itself will take a time. You people can try for remaining columns if you want. Otherwise, understanding this one column step is enough.
So I have a question here.
Mm.
So let's say in large data set,
Mm.
it will this model will take time, right? If we compare it with linear regression or some other model.
Obviously, but the learning is happening in a better way now.
Hmm.
There it
Okay.
was just a simple straight line equation. Here, decision is happening, probability is used,
Okay.
right? There are limitations also. Limitations like learning happens in one single tree overfits. It's just like teaching multiple concepts in single class. Same goes with decision tree. Another limitation you can see here. What is the difficulty you're facing? If not, you're using a chat GPT. Obviously, calculation might have been difficult using log and all. There are certain limitations to overcome this. We have a genie. I think we can do only entropy today. Let me finish this. So we'll go for entropy of a cloudy. Okay, tell me how many yes, how many no for cloudy. Cloudy one, two.
Or
4 years.
If you're smart enough, you can answer it directly. Four is four no. What is the probability of S?
one,
Zero no, na? Sorry.
yes,
Sorry. Probability of S is 1.
one,
4 by 4. Probability of no is 0.
0.
What will be the entropy? Direct guess.
highest one,
Pure or impure split it is?
pure,
It is
Uh,
pure.
what is the entropy of a pure split?
one.
Right, it's a 0.
Oh, sorry.
For
Yeah, it's 0.
equal chance,
Yeah,
it's a 1.
yes, yes, zero.
So if you want, you can try minus 1 log base to 1. Anyhow, log 1 is 0. Minus 0 log base to 0. I'm directly substituting. So what do you conclude from this? When weather is cloudy, no confusion. What child can do here?
He can play.
Yeah, when it's a cloudy, nobody looks for humidity or event. Direct permission, go and play. It's a
Mm.
terminal node. No further split. Decision
Yes.
happened. Understood? So it's a pure split. Okay, we'll try one more. Entropy of cloudy down. Next one is rainy, no? No need to remember everything, just for your understanding. If you remember what is it and formula is more than sufficient. You don't understand if I explain directly, so I'm showing calculation. At least it makes sense for you. So rainy, how many yes, how many no?
3 yes, 2 no.
One, two, three yes, two no. Same like previous. Probability of S will be 3 by 5. Probability of no will be 2 by 5. So final entropy will be H of rainy equals minus 3 by 5 log base 2 minus 2 by 5 log base 2 by 5. Answer?
0.97.
Yeah. You can see even for Sunny we got a same thing but opposite. 2s 3 novas for Sunny. So entropy of Rainy is 0.97. And this to tell here, I did only for one column. That two entropy of each category are found. Hope all good so far. You can try for different columns as well if you have a patience. This was the third case only. This was third case. What next?
Wind.
What next? What you will find? You have to find. Information gain. So you know the formula. So gain equals entropy before a split minus summation is that summation splits for every category. So samples related to sample before split, sample after split. Let me see the formula once. Yeah. This I'm using for every category into the first sample is going to be Sunny. I mean first category minus samples related to Rainy. I'll just say H of Rainy minus samples related to Cloudy into entropy of Cloudy. Okay, we'll substitute. What is overall entropy before split? This is overall entropy 0.92. Okay, minus. Can you tell me overall samples related to Sunny? Only samples related to Sunny. How many samples are there related to Sunny? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Getting 5 Sunny records out of how many samples? Total overall sample is what? 14. And entropy of Sunny is 0.97 minus. Can you tell me samples related to Rainy? 3 yes, 2 no. So that means it's 5 out of overall 14 observations. Into entropy of Rainy is also 0.97 minus samples related to Cloudy. How many Cloudy samples are there? How many Cloudy samples are there? Just 4s. 4 out of all 14 samples. And entropy of a Cloudy is 0. This term gets vanished and remaining this. If you simplify, can you guess the gain?
What is this 0.92?
Overall entropy that we calculated before splitting this.
Okay.
Total is total no. We
Okay.
found
Okay.
entropy, right? Then we found entropy for every split of your weather. Entropy of sunny, entropy of cloudy, entropy of a rainy.
Okay.
Here SV represents samples of sunny divided by total samples. Total samples 14, samples related to sunny are like 5. Same goes with rainy, 5 samples. For cloudy, 4. 5 plus 5, 10 plus 4, 14 samples total. So gain of weather is going to be, if you simplify this, you're gonna get somewhere around 0.247. This is the information gain of weather. Clear? Understood?
Yes.
Great. You want to try for 2 more columns?
You can put the value directly.
Yeah. We'll do it for a second one now in our same process. I'll take a humidity. Hmm? So, anyhow, the common entropy will be the same 0.92 itself. Anyhow, you have just two categories. It will be faster. I have 6 more minutes. Entropy of, I don't know how much time is remaining. It's showing how much time. Entropy of humidity. Tell me categories of humidity.
Two categories: high, normal.
So, high, normal. So, now you have to find it with respect to each of them. So, I'll just split it. We'll try for high. Similarly, we'll try for normal. Tell me how many yes, how many no for high.
4 no,
Hmm. Okay.
3
One,
yes.
one, two, three. Yes. Okay, I can do directly. I hope
Yes.
you like this down. Entropy of high equals. You need to tell an answer. 3/7. Log base to 3/7 minus 4/7 log base to 4/7. Yeah. Same goes with normal. Normal is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as. Normal no just one now. Cross check once. Can I get answers for these two?
First one is 0.592.
Okay, thank you. For normal,
Calculating for this.
Information gain.
It's a 0.59.
Both
Second
are
one,
1.
yeah, yeah, same. Yeah,
591.
yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Gain, you know the formula, H of S, overall entropy 0.92. We calculated only one time that. And then it's samples related to high divided by overall sample into entropy of high minus samples related to normal divided by overall sample into entropy of normal. Tell me even for this. H of S is 0.92. Samples related to high is 7 by 14. Entropy is 0.592. Samples related to normal is oh sorry, it's a 7 only. So again, overall sample is 14 into entropy of a normal is 0.591. So this is going to be the gain of humidity.
It's 0.33.
Okay, thank you. All right, same way we'll do it for our wind now. Wind column has got how many categories? Only two. Just a minute. So trying to find entropy of wind. So wind has got a two columns, weak and strong, I guess. Only two. Yeah. So weak and strong. Tell me how many yes, how many know with weak and strong?
Two no for week.
Hmm. One, two,
Six,
three,
yes.
4, 5, 6, 6, 6. Okay. Okay. And then for this strong, one, two, three. Strongest, one, two, three. You can actually guess entropy for a strong.
Zero?
You
One.
tell opposite man.
Oh,
It's a one.
one, one.
It's an impure split.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You're making me doubt my teacher. Pure split impurity, no impurity, it will be zero. Equal chance means like high impurity. Decision making becomes difficult. Three people say like yes, three people say like no, there is something wrong. We need to fix it. Okay. This answer?
It's
0.81.
0.811.
811. Okay, good. Thank you. Final information gain. I'm just using gain of 1, which is equal to 0.92, overall entropy minus samples related to vehicles 8 out of 14, and
And
entropy is
sorry to
point.
interrupt you. Just
Mm,
one question.
mm,
You just mentioned three said yes, three said no, so there is something wrong, right?
mm.
But we just learned the balancing of data, and we are doing this using Smoothie.
No,
Now
no,
we are,
that's a different thing. This is a different thing. Here we are making decision. There we are giving an equal amount of data. Lot of difference is there.
okay, okay, okay.
Here decision making. See, if three people say like Jivita's teaching is good, if three people say like Jivita's teaching is not good, I have to think 50-50 chance now.
Mm-hmm. So this is
Yeah,
different than that.
different, exactly. They're like equal information should be given.
Hmm.
Okay. If
Oh,
everybody says like Jivita's teaching really good, pure split. No problem. Everything goes smoothly. If 50-50 chance, then Jivita has to correct her teaching. And
mm-hmm.
yeah,
So we need to think according to algorithm.
exactly. No comparison. Every concept is different. Quick answer for this. Is it showing a time? How many more minutes? Wind, humidity, and then weather. Oh, humidity 0.33, weather 247. One more for wind. Actually, it should be less. I don't know. How you said 0.33. I doubt on this 0.33. Weather should have an high. Doubt you people, whatever calculation you did. Let me calculate for wind. 0.92 minus. Just check if you got the same. I'll check for humidity once again. It's actually around. It should be lesser than your weather.
Let me recalculate this.
It's giving 0.3285 only.
No, answer is correct. 0.33.
I doubt on this. Is this correct? High, no, high, no, 2, 3, highest 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Is this correct? Do you think both are giving you the
I
same
think
answer?
it's 0.15, not 33.
Which one?
This
This
one. Yes.
is this answer correct? High and normal.
Let me just take a photo. Just 1 minute.
0.15 is okay, yeah. Because it's 3 by 7 and 6 by 7, 1 by 7. It cannot be the same. Check for normal.
No, 0.33 was not correct. 0.15 is correct.
Okay. How about these two, high and normal?
I'm checking.
Hmm. Anyways, if I'm going with that 0.15, so now which is going to be the root node? This the result we got. Gain of all three columns. Which will be the root node? Root node will be the one which has got the highest information gain.
One value was incorrect in
Which
for
one?
high humidity. It is 0.985, and
0,
for normal it is 0.591.
0.985, no?
Yes, for this. The other value is correct.
Thank you. Okay. Then otherwise it's correct. Now decide which is going to be the root node. Root node will be the one which has got the highest information gain. So in order to
Whether
decide, hmm,
whether one, this one.
even in general, like in order to decide like whether a child can play or not, usually the first preference is always a weather, right?
Yes.
It goes like this. So the root node will be the weather,